Hi guys, my name's Chris from MMA Island. Today we're here with Cage Warriors and UFC Flyweight Champion of the World, Jake Hadley. Jake, how's it going today?
Yeah, man, I'm going good, man. Feel great.
How's the belt feel?
Feels normal to me now. It's the second world title I've won, so it just feels like it just feels normal to me now.
Yeah, and you hold both titles in both Europe and Africa. Which title seems which title do you like? Did you like getting more, like the one in EFC or Cage Warriors?
Well, obviously, Cage Warriors is probably the bigger promotion. But uh, when I won the EFC title, it was my first world title I won. And also it was against a very prestigious opponent who I'd looked up to for many years. So because it was my first world title, that one probably felt better to win. You know what I mean? Because it was emotional and stuff. Now it's become normal to me to win world titles. I mean, I've beat multiple world champions, so it feels normal to me now. Even though I'm young and I'm only 7-0, I'm a very experienced guy now. I've been 5 rounds twice in my career now. I've fought multiple world champions, like I've said. I fought guys with 3 times more fights than me. So now I'm a very experienced guy with minimal fights on my record. So I'm a dangerous guy,
And like with so much gold like on your shoulders and even behind you, do you think we're gonna have to call you King Kong from now on?
That's the one. You're gonna have to call me King Kong from now on. Coming for all the belts, you get me?
Yeah. And like with this fights, you put on a brilliant performance, watched it live. You dominated him for 5 rounds, and like talk about a brilliant performance. Even the judges, one judge gave you a 50-42, and I believe that's 3 10-8 rounds. So like, what was your reaction when you saw the scorecards?
Well, I just thought I won every round. I thought there was a couple of 10-8s in there. I weren't shocked when I heard the judges' scorecard. I knew that I could completely dominated the whole entire fight. So I had no reaction really to the scorecards. Just knew I dominated him, beat him up every round really. So my reaction was I'm the world champ. I'm a world champ, double promotion world champ. I've proved that I'm the best flyweight whilst not signed to the UFC in Europe by far. And I believe the best flyweight in the world whilst not signed to the UFC. You know what I mean?
For sure.
So,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, and like I think after you won the belt, I believe you said like, "Where's my other belts?" Were you hoping to get the EFC belt like around your other shoulder?
Yeah. I don't think they'd let that happen. Then obviously he's promoting the other shows and that, so it's all good.
Yeah, and like with the UFC and stuff like that, are you kind of like disappointed? Like I know with boxing, it's there's not much of a monopoly of boxing promotions, but are you kind of disappointed that like when it comes to big shows, you can't have like multiple belts like around your like shoulders and waist? When it comes to winning world titles.
Yeah, well, it's a bit of a sad thing that I couldn't put it over my shoulder. You know what I mean? But it's all right. Everyone already knows I'm EFC world champion, and now they know I'm the Cage Warriors world champion. So it don't really matter. But obviously, it probably would have looked better for the photos. But I don't really care about having my photo took. I just care about whooping people's asses, and that's all I care about, really.
Gotcha. I'm pretty good at Photoshop, so like I'll probably find a way to put it on your other shoulder. No problem.
Nice one.
And like with the first round, you guys came out straight out of the gate. There's bad blood. It's been a fight in the making for 2 years now, and
Yeah.
he kind of, I think the commentators thought that you were kind of stunned from like an early flurry of punches. How hurt were you in the early part of the first round?
No, I wasn't hurt at all. Like he caught me and put me off balance with the shot. He'd caught me off balance. You know what I mean? and he was getting really overly aggressive, and obviously left himself open for the takedowns. And because I'm a mixed martial artist, I ain't gonna let that fly. I ain't gonna let you make mistakes like that and not capitalize on them just because I want a big knockout performance. You know what I mean? I'm gonna win the fight by the safest way necessary. You know what I mean? It's combat sport, but I don't feel like I get paid to get hit. I try not to get hit. You know, I ain't like these guys in MMA who are all idiots, yeah, and just stand in the pocket and slug it out. If I wanted to do that, I'd go down my local pub and go and have a fight with someone, you know, Phil from the pub. You know, I mean, I don't do them sort of things. You know, I mean, I'm a smart fighter. That's why when I'm retired, I'll still be speaking like this, and I'll be speaking all like, "Hey, Adrian." You know what I mean? That I fight with my brain. You get me? Like, I'm a smart guy. You know, I'm smart. I'm not educated because I didn't go to school, but I probably could have been the best person in school in the world. You know what I mean? Because I'm an educated guy, smart guy, really. You know what I mean? I use my brain. These guys don't use their brains, and that's what you said the other day. My fight IQ is too high.
For sure, and we definitely saw that in the fight. And you know, you had relentless takedowns round after round. Takedown, like, you know, it was a British airline. You know, it was White Kong Airlines basically for that fight. So, what can you say about like the coaches, or like what can you say like where did you get that wrestling background, and what are some guys that you've trained with to you know, get that elite level of wrestling?
Well, here in Birmingham in the UK, we have a wrestling coach, Camby Banga from Fearless MMA. He trains a lot of the top Birmingham-based athletes like me, Leon Edwards, Fabian Edwards, Jai Herbert, Yannick Bahati, Matthias Frederick. He trains, you know, Chris Meyer, all us guys, you know, wrestling, you know what I mean? And it's, you know, proofs in the pudding, you know, the Birmingham, the English, well, when I say the English, the Birmingham guys can wrestle, you know what I mean? Cage wrestling, we got open space wrestling. And I think what you see a lot in Birmingham MMA is high fight IQ. If you look at myself and Rocky, you know what I'm saying? Very high fight IQ. So, yeah, man.
Yeah, I mean, like, besides the first round, and even then, like, you barely got hits. You kind of look like a flyweight Khabib in there, and you know, like, I definitely see the comparisons, and a lot of people say that you look like Connor. Like, what do you have to say about all these comparisons that people are making about you?
You know, them nice to be compared to some great athletes, but the thing is there's no one like me. You know what I mean? I'm gonna go down in history as one of the greatest, probably the greatest MMA fighter of all time. In my aspirations and my goals, that's what I believe, and that's the only thing I see. The amount of time and effort I put into this sport and this training, you've got to be some mad guy to be able to even come near to what the amount of work and effort I put into training. You know what I mean? And the natural abilities and my fight brain I've got. Not many people are like this, and I feel like I am gonna go all the way to the top, as in one of the best ever. You know what I mean? If not the best ever. That's that's why I got into the game. You know what I mean? My goal ain't just to get to the UFC. It's to be champion for a long, long, long time. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and you definitely said it like yourself. You were the future. Right before the fight with Hack, and you know, like, and in the future, you know, you're obviously setting your eyes on the UFC title next. When would you like to return to the cage, and who would be your ideal opponent for you for your UFC debut?
I'm ready to fight. You know, whenever really, if the UFC comes calling, for me, I'm willing to drop everything and just go and fight. You know, I mean, even though that would be the third camp I've done back to back, and I train hard. I don't train like these guys. I train hard. You know what I mean? So I'm willing to do that for the UFC just for the opportunity to show who I am, and I'm willing to fight anyone and everyone. You know what I mean? put me in with the top guys straight away. I mean, I've said Tim Elliott's name a few times. I've said other people's names. I've been looking, and a few of them are matched up. So, I don't know who they'd put me in with. But put me in with whoever. You know what I mean? Just put me in with whoever they want to put me in. Whenever. I feel maybe put me on the same show as, when Rocky fights, what's his name now? I forgot. Chimaev. When he fights Chimaev, put me on the same show as that. I'm saying, with my teammate. That's what I'd like to be on. But I'm willing to go whether it's January, February, March, whenever. You know what I mean? I just need the opportunity. Once they give me the opportunity, I'll prove to them that I'm the man. And them saying like Figueiredo, Henry Cejudo, these guys save the flyweight division. I'll be the guy who takes the flyweight division to the next level. You know what I mean? I'll be the guy who takes the flyweight division to the division where it's not the lightweight division, it's the money division. You know what I mean? I'll take the flyweight level. That's what I believe. I mean, you look at my fights, I'm only a 7-0 guy. I've only had 7 fights, really. You look at any fight I'm in, it's by far the highest publicised fight they've ever had. Like Cage Warriors, this fight with Shanks, just one of their highest publicised fights they've ever had on their show. When I fought Zulu Boy in Africa, highly publicised fight, one of their biggest. You know what I mean? I'm always in big fights. You know what I mean? People tune in, whether they tune in to watch me win or whether they tune in to watch me get banged or whatever, they're still tuning in to watch me. And I feel I'm going to take the flyweight division to the next level.
Awesome, man. And the January 20th card is, I believe it's on a Wednesday. A lot of people are getting hyped up about the 3 fights or 3 UFC cards in 1 week. Would love to see you on that. I believe Zulu, the guy that you beat for the UFC flyweight title, came from the Ultimate Fighter, and that tournament's going to be at bantamweight this next year. Would you be interested in that if you got the call from your management?
I don't know. We'll have to have a think about that and a talk about that. I mean, it could be something to discuss because obviously, with the Ultimate Fighter, you have to make the weight so many times in a week. I think it's like once every week or something. You got to make the weight. So obviously, you can't be like the biggest bantamweight in the world to make it, on that many times. So yeah, it'd be something I'm up for. Let's weigh the options up though. Let's see what we get. I'm hoping to get I'm just hoping to get a contract. You know what I mean, with these guys. I feel like I deserve it now. Like, what more do I have to do? I mean, I can't stress it enough. I've won 2 world titles, beat 3 world champions, and then one of the lads I beat was one of the greatest flyweights from Europe ever. And I'm thinking, well, what more do I have to do? I'm beating these guys dominantly. I'm stopping the majority of them. I'm 7-0 with 5 finishes. I'm fighting top level geezers at flyweight. You know what I mean? A small weight class where you should say they won't get as many finishes. You know what I mean? But I'm finishing all my guys, really. Entertaining fights, big publicised fights. What more do I have to do to get a contract? You know what I mean? That's what my thought process is. Just give me a shout, man. The UFC. That's what I'm just hoping and praying for it. You know what I mean? But I deserve it though, so I shouldn't need to hope and pray for it because I deserve it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, so for sure. Yeah, you're definitely like the hot. I would have to place you as like number 1 as the hottest prospects outside the UFC, and easily like one of the best. Like with you, maybe, and Kyoji Horiguchi, as the top flyweights outside the UFC. But yeah, it's hard for them to deny a shot for you. And going into my next question, the flyweight title's on the line tomorrow night. What's your Mystic Mac prediction for how that fight goes?
Yeah, it's a good fight. That is a good fight. Figueiredo's impressed me a lot lately with his fights. Brendan Moreno is a top guy. He's always like underestimated a lot in his career, and then manages to pull the victory out. I feel like Figueiredo might be have too much power for him, and might make him panic shoot and maybe get guillotined. then again, if Moreno can get him down, he's good at taking the back, finishing from the back. So it's an hard fight to say, but I'm gonna say Figueiredo probably a knockout.
Mm-hmm. And I believe you had the same prediction for the last fight against Perez. What was your reaction to how that fight was finished?
I wasn't surprised at all, really. He's gonna knock you out or he's gonna guillotine you if he's gonna win, really. So I weren't surprised when he did that. I weren't surprised at all.
Mm-hmm. And you said previously that you think you beat the champ right now. What's I'm not gonna ask you for like the whole game plan because like obviously like they'll watch this footage and like, oh, that's what he's gonna do. But what are some holes you see in his game?
I see lots of holes in his game. You know what I'm saying? And the problem is when he fights a guy like me, is I'm a true mixed martial artist, and there's not one place you can put me in a fight where I'm not comfortable, and there's places you can put him where he's not comfortable. So that's all I got to say about it. I can fight in every position. He can't. That's the difference. You know what I mean? And I mix it up well. I blend my MMA better than he does. You know what I mean? So I feel like I can be champion. I know I can be champion right now. No matter, probably by the time I fight Figueiredo, it'll be a year or 2 years down the line, depending on when I sign to the UFC. You know what I mean? And by that time, you'll get killed in there. You know what I mean? By that time. Right now, I'd beat him, but in 2 years' time, I mean, you can go back and watch my Zulu fight from 1 year ago and then watch my last fight. Look at the improvements, you know what I mean? So that's all I can say. I'm always in the gym. I don't take no time out of the gym. I live for training. I live for fighting. Nothing else.
Mm-hmm. Awesome message, man. And I think that's all the questions I have. Just thank you once again for the time today. And it's an honor being your first interview outside of Cage Warriors. But is there anything that you want to say to the fans out there watching?
None. I just want to say thank you for everyone for the support. Thank you for your support as well. Supporting me in that. So yeah, thanks to all my sponsors and everyone. And let's push for that UFC contract because that's what I deserve. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. For sure. Thanks, King Kong. That's what I'm gonna start calling you. White Kong is definitely like a cool nickname, but King Kong, I'm definitely gonna call you that from now on.
Nice one, man. Nice one.